All right, boom. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another JK Deal Reveal. Hope you're having an amazing week. We're going to get started in just a couple of seconds here, right on the hour. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you. People are logging in. Wonderful. Nice to see you, Raj, Sayed. Hopefully, I said that right. Sanelli, hey, nice to see you here as well. So we're going to get started in just a couple of seconds. I'm expecting this week's to be a shorter one, but just as interesting and maybe more action-based than what you were expecting tonight. So hi there, Sinelli. Nice to see you here. Lenford as well. Nice to have you. So it's 7. People are trickling in, but for those of you who are on time, Trina, nice to have you. We're going to get started. So here we go. Let me share what I need to share. We're already live on Facebook, so if you're logging in through Facebook, welcome as well to everyone listening in. So here we have another JK Deals Reveal. The time is now. We have been putting on these deal reveals for many weeks now, many months actually, to show you that this is the time to look, to get educated, and to get the resources and the teams built, because even though we're right on the precipice of some huge opportunities, there are still deals right now. So you can, while you're learning and getting ready for that next incredible opportunity in the marketplace, you can still get some deals, but most importantly, get ready for what's to come imminently. US real estate is something to get excited about, and these JK deal reveals, the point is for you to look at a property and within a couple of minutes, you have enough to chew on to pick up the phone, send an email, get into some decent negotiations, and start building your relationships so that you can get to a point where placing an offer is warranted and you can do it faster than the competition, faster than anybody else, lock it up, and then make sure you have a great deal underhand. So we're going to be talking about this property at the bottom here, 3683 East 52nd Street in Cleveland. It's a single family home, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, I believe, and asking price $63,000. And by the way, if you're interested in this deal, just send us an email. It just might be a real deal for you. Okay, so let's see what we're talking about and why we're getting excited. Like I said, these deal reveals are so you can analyze deals quickly. We are not getting stuck in analysis through or paralysis through analysis, lightning fast. We're in a market. A lot of our deals are going to come from Cleveland because that's a lot of the deals that are submitted to us for review. This one, I believe, was sent in by Dino. And so thank you, Dino, for finding this deal for us. Cleveland, we love Cleveland. Why? Because on average, you get 4 times more bang for your buck on rental real estate investment than in a more typical Canadian market like, say, Montreal or Ottawa, markets that we're more familiar with. We're investing where the numbers make sense, pure and simple. So let's get started on here. So let's take a quick look at the this particular property. So I am going to get out of here. And our first step that we like to look at is the crime. Okay, so I load it right into Trulia like you know how to do. You put the address, you follow it by Trulia, and we're going to go look at Trulia to see what we have. So yes, we have a 3-1 single family home. Here's a real cool trick to know if it's a single family home. If there's just 1 bath, right? Most likely it's not a duplex or a multifamily, right? So that makes sense. Yes, you can go in Trulia and take a very quick look to see the level of work needed. This looks like a turnkey, rent ready, nothing glamorous, but it looks like you don't need to put a single penny in renovations as a turnkey product. But really, I'm going here for the crime, first and foremost. So we see we're not in a total light gray area. We are in a moderate crime area, but it's right around some decent areas. So this, I wouldn't scratch this off the list in term for the crime element, but it is to be considered. And we are north of the Broadway Slavic Village area, but also on the border of Newburgh Heights. And so basically, it's to be expected, right? The Slavic Village is an area of Cleveland that it could be pretty rough. And a lot of areas are, as you can see, this whole big chunk here and right down here and up here, right? So there are some patches. Again, this is one of those areas where 5-10 years ago, you just didn't want to start investing in here. But with the years and with all the insurge of capital and investors, everything is just on the up and up. So this is becoming the fringe areas of Slavic Village is not something I would disregard from an investment point of view. Okay, so we got that going for us. Next, I'm going to just put it in real quick into Rentometer to see what kind of rents I can expect in this area. So the average is at 836, the median's at 750, and the percentiles from 7 to 1,000. So keep in mind, this is a single family home. It's not an apartment building. So remember, when you're in the apartment buildings, the apartment space, you definitely want to look on the lower side of the average and median. And if you're in a home, especially one that was recently renovated, like this one is, it's not the prettiest thing, but it was recently redone. You're definitely on the higher side of the two. And I actually, for this property, because we have a vested interest in it, I sent an email to our property manager to get his input on the rent, and he said 850, no problem for this property, this area, and the tenants pay for the utilities at that price. Wonderful. And so I'm going to run the numbers off of 850. The property manager is an excellent resource. This is your online, so you're not bothering anyone. But as soon as you get it under contract, you should quickly get a good sense for what the rents are going to be. And your property manager is probably the one who's going to be renting it out. So it makes sense to ask him or her. So 850. But then he goes on to say that would be for a private pay tenant, right? A cash tenant, basically, right? Not in Section 8 or any other subsidized program. But he says there's actually, for a 3-bedroom in this area, he would expect somewhere between all the way up to 1,000 potentially for some subsidized programs on rent. Now, up to 1,000 is certainly does not resonate in my mind as put in 1,000 and run your numbers with 1,000, but it shows you the potential for these different subsidized and voucher programs. So he said basically, depending on the program, between 800 and 1,000 on a subsidized program. So that could be really interesting. This particular property is being sold vacant, but it could be negotiated in your discussions with the seller. Hey, I'm very interested in this property, and I believe they were marketing it at 950. The seller, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I would say wonderful. I can run my numbers off 950 if you guarantee that rents will be 950. So tenant it, get someone in for 950, and then I'll pay what I'll pay based on those numbers. All right. So what are you buying? Are you buying actual numbers that are happening right now, or are you buying an idea, a dream, a wish, a project? Right. Those are two very different things. Something that's actually doing it right now versus something that needs to happen for that to happen. Right? So you want to reduce as much variables as possible in your process. All right, so let me go back here and basically present some numbers on this deal. Okay, so again, we're always trying to determine, is this a deal or not a deal? Oh, and I just noticed that I didn't, there it is, now it'll show. Is this a deal or not a deal? So we have this 850, because that is what we basically, the property manager says, no problem, private pay, this is going to happen. And we're going to go through our summit to make sure we're not skipping a step to get where we want to go, to the heights of our real estate investing heights. So summit, we got some stuff. That's just your buffer, your catch-all, little knick-knack budgets. $25 a month is what I'm putting in here, because I don't expect there to be, well, very many. It's a single family home. And so licenses, permits, there's no HOA fees, etc. And my maintenance budget is plenty healthy. So I'm comfortable with the $25 buffer on this particular property. Utilities, as I mentioned, the 850 is based on tenants paying all utilities, so the cost to the owner is zero. Maintenance, I'm putting $100 a month maintenance, which is fairly large, especially with something that was just renovated. But nonetheless, I like to keep that budget healthy so that when you jump into your first investment property and you get, oh no, the roof needs a repair and that's $400, you're not like, oh my God, I never thought I would have to repair anything. $400 is such a big number. You've already budgeted, and you're budgeting $1,200 a year for those kind of knickknacks. And every month you don't have a maintenance or a repair, you're just adding to your cash flow and it's going to feel really good, but you're expecting there to be repairs on a long-term buy and hold property. Mortgage, I'm going to analyze all these deals as though you're buying these cash with no mortgage, just to facilitate the numbers. Management at 10%, that's the next M of Summit. 10% of our monthly rent of $850, that's $85. Insurance, $75 a month. That comes out roughly to, what is it? So it's 750 plus another 150, that's exactly 900 a year. You should be able to get lower than that, but just to keep round numbers, 75 a month. And taxes, this is the actual number for taxes, $77 a month for real estate taxes on this property. So add up your expenses, you'll notice it's crazy low, right? $362 a month of expenses. You have $850 in rents coming in. Your NOI, your net operating income for the month, is just shy of $500. And in your year, multiplied by 12, you're just shy of $6,000 for this particular property. So what is your perception on the cash flow for this property, right? If you're getting about $6,000 a year and you're investing $63,000, is this a deal or no deal? Let me know. Let's see what the chat has to say. Deal or no deal? People are getting used to the type of deals we can have here. So Anurag is saying no deal. No deal. Not good enough, apparently. And that's perfectly fine. Every investor has a different criteria. Keep in mind that when you're dealing in single family homes, if you're expecting a 15 cap, those are difficult to get, right? They're very difficult. It basically means you need to have an $850 per month, but you probably have to buy it for around 40,000 to get close to those numbers, right? If you're getting 6,000 a year coming in and you're paying 40, that's a 15 cap. Those are the type of numbers you would have to see so that a single family is in a 15 cap range. So those are quite rare if you're in decent areas where crime isn't in the high or highest levels, right? And no, this is US. Syed is asking 63 Canadian. It's 63,000 US, just like the 6,000 is US. So everything here is US dollars. So keep in mind that. But what if you negotiated this deal and said, wonderful, I'm interested. It looks like a solid rental, 3-bedroom, looks good, but get it with a subsidized program, and you negotiate. Maybe the wholesaler or the seller says, no, this is not 850, this is a 9 or a 950 easy with so-and-so program. You can definitely say, wonderful, I'll pay 63,000 or I'll pay 65,000 if we get 950, right, per month. So what happens if you increase the rent by $100 a month? Well, your cash flow basically increases by 100. Your management will be 10 bucks more, but basically $100 more. So you'll have close to 600. Well, so 578. And so in your year, you're well above the 6,000 a year. So now we're basically at an 11 cap at asking price. Now keep in mind, that's another thing. We do these deal reveals, and the numbers I'm showing you here are just advertised. These are just properties that are out there in the wilderness waiting for an offer, waiting for a buyer. That doesn't mean you have to offer full price, right? It's not like in Canada where something's advertised for $425,000. Well, you think you don't even have a chance if you don't offer $450,000, right? We're not in that type of market. So in this type of market, do your numbers and come up with an offer that makes sense for you. If you want a 15 cap, offer 40,000 for it, and start a negotiation after you build a relationship and you explain to the seller what you're buying and what you're looking for and why you're doing what you're doing. But basically, this is an advertised 10 cap property right out the gate, and it's a single family home. So you're at a 10 cap in a single family home with a potential that rents could actually be $100 more in a specific program. So now I've added some more information and context. So is this a deal? Is this something you just say, no, I will not even look at? Or is this something you say, no, there might be something here, all right? So moving forward, I want that to be what a deal or no deal is. Basically, a no deal means, now let's not even look at it. Let's not even touch it. But A deal means it has potential for a deal, okay? We're not that far away. We can make this work with a few tweaks. So having said that, would you say this is a deal or a no deal or a deal? Let me know. And there is no good or bad answers. We're just showing you what's out there. This is a 10 cap, which is easily 2.5 times higher cash flow than what you'd find in Canada. And this is just at asking without any negotiation. So we have some deals, some potential deals coming in. Wonderful. I think so as well. I think this definitely has potential. And in full transparency, we have this under contract, this particular property for $50,000 at this time, $50,000. So these are deals that can happen. It didn't take a tremendous amount of negotiation to get it to 50,000, and the deal is never finished until it closes. And so after the walkthroughs, the inspections, et cetera, we there might be a change in price, there might be a change in terms, there might be something creative, but it's juicy enough up front, in my eyes, in our opinion, to go further, right? So this was being asked for 63,000. We got it for 50, and we're just in the final phases of the due diligence. The inspector is going to the property in the next couple of days, and then we're basically good to go. So having said that, the deal's never yours until it's yours and you close. So if anybody is interested in this property, just send an email. You'll get it. You'll get some details if you ask for them. As simple as that. So that's it. This was another deal reveal. I'm thinking it looks good. Not next week, but the week after, we're going to do a full hour training on mobile home park investing. It's a whole different animal. So hope you can join us. If you're on Facebook listening in, n4t.club/free training, that's how you register to get on the inside on the Zoom call where you can ask your questions live, just like everyone else who's on the call today. Danielle, Sergio, Trina, Wendy, nice to see you all here. Raj, another Danielle, Eker, Anurag, Lenford, and I hope I didn't skip over. Here we go. So that's it. So hopefully you can join us next week. And as you know, if you haven't gone to our baseline training yet, you can have it, n4tblueprint.com. Get all the foundations in one pack full weekend. Impactful weekend, and it comes we're still putting in all of our bonuses in there. So the e-course, our support calls weekly, the resource center, the library of all the recording trainings we've ever done. We want you to join into the action now for tomorrow, for the lifestyle you deserve. If you have a deal you'd want to have featured on our JK Deal Reveal, this is how you do it. So you can send us an email, you can go to our website and just put in the information of the deal you'd like us to review. And if you're interested in any deal we actually do talk about, well, send us an email as well. Some of them are under contract, some of them we're buying, some of them are just randoms that are coming in. All fair game. So hopefully this was, again, useful for you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Eker. Appreciate those beautiful words. Eker appreciates our training, and we appreciate you. So as always, take care, love each other, and go get that first or next investment property. The time is now. So take care, everyone. Cheers.